Hello, people. My name is Aiden Shea, and I'm going to talk to you guys about embracing change. So, first of all, we're just talking about embracing good change because we don't ever want to embrace bad change. So, first of all, what is good change? Well, first of all, good change is when we have something that is not necessarily good that's in society, right? And then somebody does something or comes up with some kind of idea to change that badness, right? So bad change is when we have something good and then something bad happens that changes that good thing, and that moves us backwards. We don't want to move backwards. So right now there's current things happening a lot around, there was today in Tennessee there was a racist, riot or whatever you want to call it. I don't know what it was. It was some kind of racist, white supremacist rally in Tennessee. Don't know exactly where it was. That's bad change. That kind of thing is facilitating bad change. We don't want that. We want that to go away. We want that to stop, right? We don't want bad change to be facilitated at all. What we want is good change, and good change happens when we get anything that advances society, anything that brings society forward, anything that moves things forward for, say, equal rights for women, or recently the LGBT community, whatever, LGBTQ community rights, that's kind of stuff, anything that moves society forward, that's all good stuff. That's all stuff that we want. And a lot of people, or for example, another thing they could say, more realization of rights for black people, I guess, I guess that's what you could call it, civil rights or whatever. Equality for rights for anybody, just rights movements, civil rights movements, all that stuff, advancing society in any way, shape, or form. Not even just rights, just maybe even advancing the fight against, hunger, finding out cancer research, doing a better job of protecting our veterans when they come home, because the VA is a mess. But yeah, anything that facilitates good change and for social progress is stuff that we want to embrace. And anything that destroys the old foundations of stuff like what is happening in Tennessee, anything that destroys racism, anything that destroys anything that's considered with any kind of bigotry, anything that helps to stop anybody from suffering is good change. And it seems like today that people have a problem with other people trying to facilitate good change. And this doesn't seem to make sense to me. For example, with the whole Trump versus the NFL thing, right? These NFL players are kneeling during the national anthem. I don't know if they're still doing this. It doesn't seem like they really are anymore, but there might be a couple players still doing it. But when it was happening, they were trying to facilitate good change. They were trying to bring notice to the police violence that is excessive in African American communities. That needs to be driven down a whole lot. And the players were right to do this, but the thing is, there were a whole bunch of people that said that they were going to boycott the NFL because they were doing this. And I don't think that it's necessarily wrong or disrespectful to kneel during the national anthem. In fact, kneeling is often considered a sign of respect. What do you do when you go into church? You kneel for God, right? I personally am not really that religious, but I know that when you get on your knees to pray, you are not disrespecting God, right? So what's the difference? How is kneeling versus standing going to make a difference in your respect for America? whatever that means, like the national anthem is not necessarily about respect for America, but it's more about embracing what America is, right? And this is a problem, right, in America right now, is that a lot of people seem to think that we need to move backwards to the way that it used to be here, which is not that great, because remember, back in the old days, we had things like Jim Crow. We had things that really did not, that were not good for gay people. We had things that were not good for a lot of people. We had even less women's rights than we have nowadays. Women's rights are actually on the come up right now. They're getting better. Things have gotten a lot better for black people in this country. Things have gotten a lot better for gay people in this country. Things have gotten better for a lot of people in this country. And even though that's the case, people still want to go back to when it wasn't this good. And I just don't understand that. I feel like a lot of people still understand that. And I feel like a lot of people want to embrace this bad change that brings society back. Listen, the people that want to go back are not people that are younger, they're not the people that are going to be living in society, they're not people that are going to be living in society when society actually does go forward, because they're all going to, I'm not going to say they're all like old as crap right now, but eventually they're going to die first, they're the ones that aren't going to be around for as long as the people that don't want to go back. So why should we go back when the people that want to move forward are the people that are going to be around longer? What worked for you back then doesn't work now. And it's not going to work again. Because we've realized that stuff isn't necessarily that great. Right? That's the whole point of good change. Stuff that actually facilitates good things to happen in society is very good. It's good stuff. That's the kind of stuff that we need to hold on to. That's something that, as a society, we should be able to recognize that things that change society for the better, whether we agree with them or not, should be held on to. Right? Just because eventually what is happening now, what we believe now, will be completely different from what is believed later in the future. What we believe now might not be the best things to do, right? What we're doing now, and we're trying to make changes. We're trying to make changes so that way things are better in the future, so that way people don't have to live with the kind of things that we see now. And that's the kind of stuff that we should start embracing. Because if we don't start embracing that more, then we're just going to get stuck. And no one likes being stuck. People like change more than they like being stuck, believe it or not. So, that's my little rant on embracing good change. If you liked it, be sure to give this video a good old like. If you didn't really like it, well, let me know down in the comments what you believe. And then, if you did like it and you gave it a like, well, why don't you do one more good thing for me and hit that good old subscribe button. It's totally free and you don't have to pay a dime for it at all. I've hit a lot of subscribe buttons in my day, and I get a lot of good updates from a lot of good channels around there. And it's honestly the best way to find out what's going to be happening on the channel. That way you don't have to wait for me to tell you. You'll just be able to see for yourself. It'll pop right up in your email whenever this channel posts any videos. So hit that subscribe button if you want that to be happening for you. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.